I'm freaking excited. You know why? The full list of Craig Jones Invitational competitors have been released. And there's a couple names I'm excited to talk about. They had to go scrapping and scurrying for that last competitor in the above 80 kilogram weight class, but by golly, they freaking found him, Chads. And it is a Chadley competitor. Let me tell you, it is Mr. Daniel Craig Kirkfleet, the Penn State heavyweight that moves like a friggin' agile cat, is going to be competing for the $1 million at Craig Jones Invitational 1. Okay? And this just completes a list of 3 elite wrestlers on the CJI. Every time I say CJI, I want to say CGI. Okay? It's confusing. It's tough not to say those words. It gets me every freaking time. I probably say CGI instead of CJI. And if I do it in this video, forgive me, Chads. But anyway, let's not distract that from our points. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty business of why we're here and what we're here to talk about today, okay? I think the wrestlers are going to friggin' surprise some Jiu-Jitsu folk. I think, the Jiu-Jitsu people, most Jiu-Jitsu fans are going to be like,
Oh, I respect these guys, these athletes, but, they have no idea what they're doing in terms of jiu-jitsu.
and, they might not be great at the art itself. They might not be hitting omoplatas, arm bars, heel hooks with efficiency. These guys are elite athletes. With $1 million on the line, you bet your butt, you bet your sweet sugar balls that these guys are going to be training hard and they're going to be tactically ready to go and be coming up with a sweet game plan in order to give their darndest to win this $1 million. And I'm going to give my insights of how I think these guys are going to win some matches and surprise people, but I do agree I don't think they're going to win the $1 million.
I do think they're going to surprise people.
So my first point is that we're seeing guys have more success, more wrestlers have success in the no-gi over the years, okay? Nicky Rod got an ADC silver with basically wrestling in 2 ADCCs, okay? Brandon Reed, excellent wrestler. He's going to ADCC, but that was just released. He's a dog. He's gonna do really good at ADCC. He has more jiu-jitsu experience now. I think he got. I don't think he placed his first time he went to trials. Got like 5th. Then he just took 3rd because he had a mental lapse in the semis and decided to play like the foot game with the smaller guy. If he just would have done what he's best at, he would have friggin' easily won it, I think. But anyway, I'm glad he's in there. And then lastly, the other guy that's going to ADCC who won the North American trials, first East Coast American trials, Mr. Dorian Oliveras. All right, this guy, young Dorian, this guy is still in high school. He's a good wrestler, very good wrestler, a talented wrestler, but he's not at his like wrestling peak yet. With the wrestling he does still have, he'd be good at the Division 1 level eventually, but he's not quite there yet. He still out wrestled, out hustled everybody in that East Coast Trials bracket. Okay, he beat some really good dudes. He had a great game plan, sticking to the outside, north-south passing, and really just using his wrestling. Using great tactics until the wrestling period was in play, and he freaking won some incredible matches and looked great. So I mean, those 3 guys just show you that wrestlers, especially in no-gi, can really give these guys a run for their money. Don't get me wrong, Nicky Rod, Brandon Reed, Dorian, all great wrestlers, all fantastic wrestlers. But these 3 that are in the CJI are the 0.01% of wrestlers in America, okay? You're talking about a 3-time national champion, Jason Wolf. He just beat Jordan Burroughs at the recent Olympic trial. That guy, I mean, if Kyle Dake wasn't in the weight class, he'd be our Olympic representative, okay? He is an incredible wrestler. Kirk Fleet just won a national championship. He can hang with Mason Paris, who has a world medal. These guys, I mean, they're Pat Downey, world team member, former world team member. These guys are insanely good, okay? They have a higher wrestling accolades than some other guys we've seen in the sport. And it'll be interesting to see how they bring their high wrestling pace into this tournament. Now, it is 3 5-minute rounds. And so wrestling match is like 6 minutes, 6, 7 minutes. And so this is going to be a lot longer than a wrestling match. So, but they get a minute break in between rounds. So maybe they can charge up and treat it like each as like a 5 minute go, like a 5 minute match each round. But yeah, that would be interesting to see. Another way, like I think they'll do good is I think this rule set actually favors these guys because if it's anything like MMA and like it's like MMA scoring, then like the top guy is going to be favored. And I feel like in jiu-jitsu that's more becoming more the case. Judges will favor the top guy, like in who's number one or in like Fight Pass Invitational. But yeah, if it's anything like MMA, top guy's gonna be favored, you know, and he's probably gonna be doing more of the work, and that's good for the wrestlers because they're not gonna get taken down, and they're probably not gonna be on bottom, you know. As we all know, wrestlers are extremely hard to sweep. They bounce right up and get back. So I don't think these guys are gonna be defeated by like a sweep or a takedown or anything like that. The only way you're gonna beat these guys is if you leg lock them or arm bar them or get them in a submission of some sort when you're on bottom. And I think that's where we'll see them get caught up in. But I do think they might win a couple matches just playing a nice tactical game. And I think they can also win by doing a little anti-jiu-jitsu, all right? Just not engaging all the way. The Rutolos don't do anti-jiu-jitsu, but they have this style of passing where they like don't fully commit in all the time, and they're kind of like 80% passing. And that requires the bottom guy to use a lot of energy to reguard, and they use the outside Toriando passing, the north-south passing. They use that style of passing to just kind of like flank their opponent, like Dorian did in the East Coast trials. I think these guys are going to have some more success than people will realize, and they can squeak out some victories. Yeah, I'm just interesting. I'm hoping I'm right, but I could be completely wrong. They could get just absolutely destroyed, but I'm excited to see pure wrestlers in the jiu-jitsu sport, and I'm excited to see them open up new doors for wrestlers to do stuff after the wrestling career because not everybody can make the Olympic team. Not everybody can, maybe wrestle at a college level. So, if you still love grappling, get into jujitsu, man. Do some jujitsu, stay healthy, still get those scraps and enjoy life. But let me know what you guys think about the wrestlers. You let me know how you think they'll do. Do you think they'll go 0-3? Do you think one of them will win a match? I guess it all depends on who they get matched up with. I'd like to see these guys, Jason Wolf, get paired up with some wrestle heavy dudes like Varela or the Tackett. The Tacketts like to wrestle. I'd like to see them not just go to like a guard puller immediately, but get matched up with somebody where it'll be entertaining and will wrestle on the feet with them. That'd be better. But who knows? We still got a month to go. Maybe this thing will be seated, maybe not. But love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. See you next time, chat.